Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan, and we're taking a look at a 1991 Nissan Skyline GTS-T Type M, and this one here with 97,000 kilometers. And so this one here is the inline 6-cylinder turbo, 220 horsepower rear-wheel drive version of the R32 Skyline. Very popular still for the US. Prices are still trending up, and so people want to grab these as much as they can at the moment, and will continue to do so for quite some time. This one, pretty low mileage, but overall condition is kind of weak, but also kind of not weak, but also kind of weak. But it has an auto spoiler on the front. And maybe you guys don't know about this, but the auto spoiler goes like this. And I'm going to show you a little bit. It is an ultra rare option on this car. Only was available on the GTS-T, and until now I thought that they were only on the automatic transmission versions, but this one's a 5-speed and has the original auto front spoiler. We've probably exported maybe 150 Skylines or so from Japan here now to the USA and to other countries, and this is the third one with the auto spoiler on the front that I have seen, and so that goes to show how rare they are. And it is one of only two that actually works, because they do fail pretty frequently. So very cool. I'll show you that in a bit. There's a Hoonigan video where they do a Skyline with the auto front spoiler, and everyone goes, "Whoa, wow!" And so everybody think about that when I show you the auto front spoiler on this one. Okay, so engine running condition is good. It's a little bit shaky, needs a little bit of love and kisses and hugs, not literal versions of those. Timing belt was changed in 2015 at 87,000 kilometers. Coolant looks very good and oil looks very good, and so you have to remember how nice the engine is when I go show you the rest of the car, because it needs more hugs than the engine does. But the engine's just a little bit shaky, as if you're not firing completely fine everywhere, and so tune-up time has probably been 15 or 20 years since spark plugs have been changed, or air filter, or basically everything. But yeah, good running condition. The alternator has been changed at some point. You can see it's shiny down there. Power steering works. Basically the car mechanically is in fine condition. It's just interior and exterior that's no good. Alright, so let me show you that spoiler. I'm going to put the camera down so that you can see that. That's too dark. Let's go to the other side and hope nobody drives by and runs over my camera. There we go. Okay, so that's how you get downforce on your R32, apparently. Back in the 80s, Japanese car manufacturers, they wanted to spend all of their money on little gimmicks like that because they had mountains and mountains of cash, and so very cool to see that and to see one actually still work. Okay, so we're going to go over the auction sheet. I'll go around the vehicle and show you the defects of the vehicle, and then inside the vehicle, and then it will be done. So this is a 1991 Skyline GTS-T Type M, 2000cc, auction grade 3 interior D, so very low grade, but 96,591 kilometers, and with a paint job and some interior pieces changed, you could have a pretty sweet car with this one. 5-speed alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, original black paint, whatever is left of it. Okay, and then no sales points, no notes from the seller. Dashboard comes up large and cracked. Right here you can see it's coming up, separating there. I think that and over here is what they're talking about with the cracks. Cracked dashboards are very uncommon, but you can see this top piece here is separated and cracked a little bit, and then when you're inside the vehicle you can't really see it, and so it's a bit of a weird one there. Okay, door trim comes up, steering wheel ripped large. I have never in my life seen a steering wheel as bad as this one. It's so bad that I don't know. I don't even have words to explain how bad it is. I'll show you in a sec. Oil leak, but it's a very minor one from the left valve cover at the rear. Doesn't even really need to be changed. Body has various paint peeling on it, and that is no joke. Every panel needs to be repainted basically. Various scratches and dents, and then looking at the body, it has big scratches on the front bumper, two medium dents right here and here. This section here says W3 and A3. It's kind of a weird little hit there that was repaired, but not really fully repaired or something. I don't know, but you'll see when we go around. Okay, back up. And no matter what condition that the R32 Skyline is in, there's going to be people that want to buy it. And so if you bought something like this, you can find buyers in the States that are going to want to fix up the car and then have it for themselves or sell it. Or you can bring this car in, you can fix it up yourself and you can sell it. Really depends on how you want to handle that. Hello JDM tree. Hello JDM kids in the park. Playing in the JDM park because we're in Japan. This park is called Fuji Park because there's Mount Fuji there. I don't show that very often, but that hill is Mount Fuji, but not as big. Okay, this side here is a little bit dark, so it's hard to see, but I'll show you in more detail in a second here. So let's look at that auto spoiler again, so we can't forget. But you can't just find an auto spoiler and put it on. You will never, ever, ever in your life find one. And so having a car that is a surprise auto spoiler version, that's super rad. I bet you somebody might pay like $1,500, maybe up to $2,000 just for that piece, because literally you can't find it. Okay, bad paint. Bad paint. Here's one of the dents. It's the medium one, U2, and the other one is right here. Okay, monoblock style 4-pot calipers on the front. Those are stock for the GTS-T. Bad paint, bad paint, bad paint. Also, this one here is peeling, and this one is peeling, and this one is peeling, and that one is peeling, and so is that one. It's kind of hard to believe that a car can get this bad in paint just from sun damage, but in Japan, the sun is angry. There's peeling paint on these tail lights. I'm just pointing this out because a lot of people don't think about that, and so, yes. Okay, and so here's what I was talking about with the repair. It kind of looks like there's some body filler that was used in there or something. I don't know. And then we got a bit of rust. If you look down there, it hasn't gone through the metal. If you look at it closely, it's just surface stuff. So the underside looks good and fine, and the engine room has no rust in it, which is weird for a Nissan of any kind, really. Okay. So exterior basically just needs new paint and a little bit of body work. Into the inside, so we have a tear here. Power windows and folding mirrors work. The world's nastiest steering wheel. Look at that. Ooh. I'm giving you the close-up. So the leather, it's a leather wrapped steering wheel with some sort of fibers underneath, and the leather has completely gone. And so that happens when the sun damages it. I think that this person probably parked next to like a field of solar panels, all directing the sun onto this car. Okay, got a rip in the seat showing the metal support bar. Got the standard blue gauges, 96,623 kilometers on there. You do have to watch out with this car with unknown mileage versions of it, but generally speaking, you only have to worry about that from car dealers and not when you buy the car from auction, because the auction itself will test to make sure, and they're usually right. Sometimes when like they'll cancel auctions that they find of mismatched mileage. And then when you look at a car with this much sun damage on the paint, it's easy to imagine that there's going to be that much sun damage on the steering wheel. It's not like somebody actually drove this to add that much wear to the steering wheel. Brake pedals look normal, and then carpet doesn't have wear in it. Don't think it's being smoked in. AC works, shifter works, all of that is heavily sun damaged as well. Let's pop up the seat here. Pretty normal rear seats. Okay. Alright, and trunk. Something fun in the trunk of this one. It is a dealer optional bed liner for the Skyline. It is something I have never seen before. See the Skyline? a mark on it there. And so there's the original one, and there's the liner. So that also is a very cool little optional extra. And usually this bottom one gets really worn out when things are put into the trunk. I've never seen one in as good of condition as that, and so that is also very cool. Even like the ones, like we've bought some 20,000 kilometer GTRs, and the trunk doesn't look as clean as that, because as soon as you put a feather in there, it's going to start wearing it out, and it starts to pill really badly. Okay, so some surprises on this one. Absolutely some surprises on it, and so kind of cool, but it is going to need some work before somebody thinks that's a hot car, unless they see that front spoiler. Okay, so there we have it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.